Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Beanie and welcome back to another video. Guys, today we are going to be talking about Battle Royale, specifically how to go 12-0. And if you remember, I made a video a few days ago talking about those Battle Royale beasts that you really want to target, and I truly believe that if you couple that video with this video that's going to be talking about draft strategy and team management and and game management as well, and really how to navigate your way through a Battle Royale run, then I think that you will have a chance to go 12-0. If you also look at my other tutorial videos that will really help you build your skill to the level that it needs to be in order to get that 12-0 run and get all of the stubs that are associated with it, or the cards if you'd rather have that. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is draft strategy, and in my opinion there are 5 tenets to drafting a Battle Royale team, and once we talk about these, we'll go ahead and jump into a draft where we employ these tenets. Just a quick caveat, I have not gone 12-0 yet myself, but I think a lot of that was due to me trying to figure out the new meta and, you know, playing around with different ideas on how to draft a team, how to manage a team, and all that. I have gotten very close to 12-0 a few times, but either through bad luck or bad team management, I wasn't able to get there. But now I think I have finally figured it out enough to get this video out there and help you guys go 12-0. Maybe you'll go 12-0 before me. I promise you I will go 12-0 several times before the year is out. Last year I think I had like 7 or 8 12-0 runs, but that's beside the point. I'm just going to give these tips out to you guys to help you. So, okay, the first tenet is pitching. Get as much high quality pitching as you can, and not only get high quality pitching, get pitching depth, because one of my Battle Royale runs ended yesterday because I had great pitching at the top, but I didn't have the depth in, that was necessary in order to carry me through a full run. So by the end of my run, I was using pitchers that I really wasn't all that comfortable using because all of my great pitchers were too tired to go. So not only get high quality pitching, get pitching depth, and that means spending several of your diamond rounds and gold rounds on pitching. And sometimes that means spending several silver rounds as well on getting pitching. So, you know, that's just, and the reason for that is very easy. One, it is on all-star difficulty. It is not that difficult to score runs, but it is very, very difficult to prevent scoring runs. So, yeah, get pitching. The second tenet is balance. You want a balanced team, and this goes across the board, your pitching and your lineup. You don't want to have all lefties in your lineup. If you can get a team full of switch hitters, that would be amazing. Switch hitters are extremely valuable because you're never going to be at a platoon disadvantage, but make sure they're not platoon heavy, like let's say that silver Eddie Murray card. You know, like, yeah, he's a pretty good Battle Royale card, but, you know, don't consider him really a switch hitter because he's not going to be hitting left-handed pitching all that well. He's just going to have the platoon advantage. He's still not going to be very good against them. But anyway. Okay, and then with your pitching, you don't want to have all high-quality diamonds and golds, but then only have righties. You want to have some lefties thrown in there so that you can mix and match, and it's even more important than ever to have that balance now because of the 3-batter minimum. You're going to be facing 3 batters most of the time whenever you bring your pitcher up, unless he ends an inning. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You have to have a balanced team. The third tenet is specifically about the lineup, how you are going to build your lineup. And in my opinion, the core of building your lineup is getting power, and specifically getting power out of silver cards, because that is where most of your offense is going to come from. There are a plethora of silver live series and some silver flashback or you know, promo cards or whatever that have a ton of power that you can use, that you can draft in Battle Royale, that will make your offense not that much worse than if you focused all your diamond and gold rounds into your lineup. It's not going to be that much worse if you have a lineup full of Edwin Encarnacion's and Aaron Hicks and guys like that. It's not going to be that much worse than if you went out and drafted Gary Sheffield and Joe Gallo and all those guys. It will be a little worse, but I think that's a necessary sacrifice to get that pitching, because the gap between the pitchers at that level is bigger, in my opinion, this year. The fourth tenet is whenever you're drafting bronze players, look for specific tools. Sometimes that tool is hitting ability, it's power, and or you know, maybe contact, or it balances out your lineup or something like that. Maybe sometimes it's defense, maybe sometimes it's speed, maybe sometimes it's a pitcher that has great per-nines and really good stuff, like the bronze Zach Britton. That bronze Zach Britton plays basically like a diamond for me. That card is so immensely valuable. So yeah, just look for those big flashy tools, and if they suck in one area, that's fine, don't worry about it. They will suck in a variety of other areas. That didn't make any sense. Don't use them in those areas. I'm sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there. Yeah, if they suck in one area, just don't use them in those spots, you know, don't use them for that. Use them for the things that they are good at. And then also, you are going to have a few bronze rounds and a few common rounds where, you know, the players just suck and they're no good. And yeah, so with those guys, you're going to want to spread them out around your team. You don't want them focused on your bench or in your bullpen or in your starting rotation. You want to put like maybe one in your bullpen, one in your rotation, maybe two in your rotation, because you don't really only need 3 starters, and maybe one on your bench, something like that. So just spread them out on your team. And then number 5 is don't be afraid to break a tenet or a rule of drafting a Battle Royale team. All of these rules that I just laid out are very important, but they're not, you know, written in stone. Sometimes the draft is going to give you things that you can't handle within the confines of these rules, so you have to improvise a bit. So don't be afraid to improvise. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the draft very quickly. I might fast forward through all this. Okay, it's actually taken me a few tries because the BR draft was just not cooperating with me. He was giving me terrible picks. I guess I'm personifying him as a he, but he was giving me terrible picks, and he wasn't wanting to cooperate with my strategy. But this team that I just drafted is pretty good, and I think that it is 12-0 worthy. It might not get there, but I think that I could make a run with this team. First, let's start off with the starting pitching. Usually, I like to focus more on the reliever side of things than I do the starting pitching side of things. But this draft was just very conducive to starting pitching. Like, for example, in the first round, I did not get the Raleigh Fingers, and Hal Newhouser was the starter, so I decided to go with him. Still a very, very good pick. He's a really good pitcher. Then I got Jesus Luzardo because, once again, I didn't have a diamond. Well, actually, did I have a diamond reliever? I think I just didn't like him very much, so we went with Luzardo. And then this is the pick of the draft right here, Shohei Ohtani as my number 3 starter. And when he is not starting, or pitching or whatever, he is going to be coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. Maybe I might even put him out in the field. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure exactly. This is my first time drafting Ohtani, so I'm not sure exactly how you play him, but I am going to figure it out, believe me. So that is our rotation. We ended up burning these 2 picks because they don't really matter all that much. And then our bullpen is very solid as well. We ended up getting the best bronze in the entire game, probably the 72 overall Zach Britton. Absolutely disgusting. We also got Vita Blue. So as you can see, our lefty situation is covered very, very well with our starters and our relievers. Then we got Betances, David Robertson, and Diego Castillo, and then Robert Gesellman and this guy, whoever that is, to round it out. These were kind of burn picks, but Gesellman, he could come in and do something, maybe. Not really sure. As for our lineup, we kind of stuck with the mantra, even though we did end up spending 2 gold rounds on hitters. We went with Denny Santana, Trey Mancini, Matt Olson, Gary Sanchez, Corey Seager, Howie Kendrick, Tyler Naquin, who is a beast defender and pretty good hitter as well, and Teoscar Hernandez to round it out. On our bench, we have Matt Carpenter, absolute beast, Asdrubal Cabrera, Keston Hiura, even Dexter Fowler has a little bit of value, and then once again, we have Shohei Ohtani for a virtual 6-man bench. Really, really awesome. This was a fantastic draft, really. Not exactly a cookie cutter draft for me. Usually, like I said, I like to go more towards my bullpen, and I'm not a big fan of drafting gold hitters, but it's fine. It's no big deal. Like I said, I kind of had to improvise with what the draft was giving me, but as you can see, it's very balanced. I have some platoon situations that I could exploit. I have great pitching. It's just, overall, it's a great draft. So how would I approach this team right here? Well, usually my bullpen is much stronger than this. I'll have like the Raleigh Fingers, maybe the Diamond Adam Ottavino, or someone like that. And what I'll do is I'll just go back and forth starting Raleigh and Adam Ottavino because and pitch them for 1, maybe a little bit more than that every game, and using my other pitchers as supplements to them. I kind of use them as my starting pitchers. And that tends to work because they tend to recover energy very quickly, and they can get me through the first inning very quickly and let me get the lead on my opponent. It's worked fairly well. In this draft, it looks like I'm going to have to go with a bit of a different strategy. My strategy in this run is going to be to kind of use a traditional pitching situation. I'm going to start Hal Newhouser, Jesus Luzardo, and Shohei Ohtani like a normal rotation, and what I'm going to end up doing is I'm probably going to try to pitch 2 innings with each of them and then come in with my bullpen to close down the last inning. That's the way I'm going to approach it right now. If that ends up being wrong, it's wrong. This is really my first experience with going with a starting pitching heavy draft. So that's going to be our approach right now. Who knows if that's the approach that we will take in the future. But I do really like this team, and if you want to see how this team ends up in Battle Royale, follow my Twitch channel. If you guys don't know, I just got accepted as a Twitch affiliate. I'm not a partner, I'm just an affiliate, which means that you can subscribe to me over on Twitch, you can follow me, you can donate if you want to. Really cool, really helps me out, helps this channel out, and it helps my Twitch channel out. So if you could go and show some love at TTV Beanie Antics, I'll put a link in the description. Would really help me out. I'll also put a link to my Twitter. My Twitter has gotten a lot of followers recently, very quickly, which is awesome. It's very cool. So I'll put a link to that as well in the description. I love you guys. I will see you guys later on today with another stream, but until then, peace.